Well, so far there hasn't been any great developments. It's been status quo for the last few days. We continue to see a gradual build-up of a Turkish military presence on the border, but as I said, they haven't crossed. There's no real military operation underway inside Syria, inside Idlib province just yet. Now, from the Turkish side, they're also saying that this is a peacekeeping operation, that it's to create so-called safe zones or de-escalation zones. It's quite confusing because on one hand, on the Turkish side, we are seeing this build-up. On the other hand, on the ground in Syria, nothing has really changed. So it could be a case of, wait to see. Maybe they're waiting to get a bigger deployment of troops ready. Maybe there are talks, back-channel talks with this group, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, underway. It doesn't appear at this stage as though this will be a large campaign like we saw last year by the Turkish military with the Euphrates Shield operation. The main incentive from the Turkish side seems to be that they don't want this al-Qaeda-linked group on the border. They want to reduce the violence inside the Idlib province. They say they want to help the Syrian people there, and they also want to put pressure on the YPG, which is just next to Idlib province in the canton of Afrin.
Do you think that there's likely to be any political ramification of this operation that's going on, given that Russia is providing support, Turkey is providing on one side, and Turkey is providing support on another side, and yet overall, they see the role of President Bashar al-Assad very differently. What could be the fallout for him of an operation like this?
Well, the main ramification so far, as you said, seems to be that for a change, all sides are getting on, except for the United States. It's been very obvious over the last few months that we've seen Turkey, Ankara, more and more moving towards the Russian orbit. Turkey almost seems to have dropped its former demand for a regime change inside Syria. No doubt from a Syrian perspective, from the government in Damascus, they're watching all of this very closely. I would imagine it would be emboldening them. It would be bolstering their position to see their enemy, Turkey, now getting on with their ally, Russia, coordinating inside a province that all sides would like to see secure. How this will play out from the side, it's difficult to know. Certainly, Damascus is controlling more and more of the territory inside Syria. The territory of groups like Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, al-Qaeda and Islamic State is shrinking, and Turkey is encroaching upon those areas that the YPG had controlled. We saw that last year with Euphrates Shield, and we're seeing it now with this pressure being put on Afrin and the Turkish determination that the YPG will not be allowed to create a land corridor from Afrin across Idlib province to the Mediterranean. That is the other big issue in this campaign, be it military or peacekeeping, inside Idlib province. It's to get a Turkish presence there or a Turkish-backed presence through the Free Syrian Army to make sure that the YPG can't get its hands on land there to create that so-called corridor.